Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. I am Kelly with Edit With Me, and I am so excited today to teach you a quick, clean, and simple edit for in-home studio sessions. We're going to be taking this gorgeous image of Mama, her oldest and her youngest, from this dirty, dingy version to this clean, bright, airy, and detailed. Alrighty, grab your cup of coffee, get your mouse, and let's begin. Roll the intro. Welcome back, everybody. All right, we are going to be treating this dingy image and bringing it back to a simple, easy white balance fix and edit for you today. So we are going to be talking a lot about whites here. There are a lot of different ways to get your whites clean and crisp in your post-processing, and I'm going to show you quite a few tricks today. So I want you to look at this image. Part of why I want to have this community on here is to teach you to develop your eye. You may look at this image and see completely different things than I do, things that you want to change and you want to fix and you want to emphasize. I look at this image and I can see things right away too. So I want you to study this image. What are the things you would change? I already know 3 things I would change. I want to change the dingy yellow. I really want to play up the connection between Mama and her eldest and the baby. And I want to make it a clean, bright, airy edit instead of a dark and moody one. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And as always, we are going to be working with a preset today. I'm actually really excited. I got some new presets over the weekend that one of my girlfriends was just raving about. And so I'm excited to try them out. But I want you, as you go through these series, I want you to be comfortable editing raw hand edits and have that motivation. Please do not feel like you have to rely on the presets I have or the editing style that I do, friends. This is an individual journey. This is just how I do it. Before we mess with any of our settings, I want to apply my mask setting with my Lightroom first. Now, there's a reason I do that. A lot of people will change their white balance, they'll change their lighting, and then they'll apply a preset, and that's fine too. But I find that it actually creates a little bit more work for you. So I actually like to start with my preset ahead of time and then fix it to where I want. Now, I'm going to scroll all the way down. These are called the luminous presets, and these are actually from a new friend of mine named Chloe. She's on Facebook. And I joined her group. I love her presets. I'm not going to say they're life-changing, y'all, but they're wonderful. And they're really meant for editing outdoor in the fields with really vibrant and warm colors. But I find that they actually do work indoor with natural light stuff as well. So I am going to ask you this question. I'm going to scroll down here again, and I'm going to show you what each of the presets does. Now, you're going to notice these are not perfect. Obviously, do not rely on a preset to completely change your life, okay? What we're trying to do here is take presets and make them our own, all right? So often people go, presets just don't work for me. I just don't understand. I can't get them to look that way. It's most probably because you don't have a great understanding of all the different tools and how to adjust them, all right? So I want you to pay careful attention to what it does to our subject's skin here, not necessarily the background. So I'm going to scroll down these again and give you another look, and you tell me which one would you choose. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious. I have 2 that when I was editing this for the preview, I really, really was torn between. And maybe you can figure out which ones they are as I go down here. But I really loved Wonder, and I really, really loved Sage. I think we're going to go with Sage, but I'm curious if I was to go back and edit it with Wonder, if I would really love it too. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to pull up my exposure here. I do like to shoot underexposed always. I find that it gives me the best skin tones, okay? Now, don't worry about the neon in their skin. We're going to fix that as we go on. So what I want to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to remove my chromatic aberration. And if you do not know what that is, give me a pause and Google it real quick. It's actually the separation between two colors. It takes away some of the color bleeding. Now, I notice again with these presets, not all presets do you need to adjust the color noise reduction here, but the way that these presets are created by Chloe, I find that I really do. And I'm going to kind of zoom in so you can see. Look at the noise on Mama's face. And when I apply this color noise reduction, I'm going to zoom in again and look at how smooth now it is. Okay. Some presets that does nothing with, but this set particularly, I noticed I really need to make sure that I do that so that I don't get any graininess. Now, I am going to push up my texture, pull down my clarity. That's kind of Kelly's recipe. If you've been with me, you know I love texture, but I don't love crispy images. And I like to dehaze just a slight bit too. And added just a little bit of grain. I feel like that makes it feel really tangible. Now, before I mess with the color mixer, I'm going to come all the way up here and get my light adjustments and my color overall correct first before I start messing with individual colors. So I am going to add even a little bit more exposure here, but I'm going to pull down my highlights and my whites. Reason being is I don't want to blow out any of those whites. I want to be able to see all of that beautiful texture and detail in the bedspread and in the pillows. So I'm going to kind of play with my things here while I do that. While I am doing this, friends, I want to start with our quote. Our quote today is, I am learning every day to let the space between where I am and where I want to be inspire me and not terrify me. Okay? I want you to get to a place in your journey, and believe me, this happens with me every single day, where you see where you are right now and you see where you want to be. Not where others are, but where you want to be. I want you to get into a place that inspires you to work harder, to learn more, to give it your all instead of making you paralyzed and scared. Okay? It's what I call the analyzation paralyzation, right? When you start analyzing things too much, you get into a place of feeling stuck. And I want you to really use that fuel of growth. Use it for fuel. Use that space of growth. Use it for your fuel. Let it inspire you. Let it push you to do more things and try more things and get confident instead of scaring you into paralysis. All right? I don't want that for you. What I'm doing here is I still am noticing how yellow their skin tone is. So I'm going to come in here to my color mixer. I'm going to teach you my skin tone trick. So once you open your color mixer, there is a little radial filter here, like a little target. You're just going to simply click on the color you want to adjust. And you are going to notice that when you push your mouse up, it adds in magenta. When you pull your mouse back, it adds in yellow. See, I'm going to go all the way up here so you can see the difference. See that? Isn't that insane? So I'm going to kind of get here to where I feel like their natural skin tones were. Once I'm done with the hue, I'm going to come in here and I still think it's a little saturated. So I'm going to click on saturation and the same thing happens. If you push forward, it takes out the saturation. If you pull backwards, it adds it in. So I'm just going to zoom here so you can see the difference. All right, I'm going to pull down a little bit. There we go. That looks way better. Voila, skin tone trick. There's the before and there's the after. Easy, right? Now, I'm not sure they have it in Lightroom and Lightroom Classic. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. If you know, and if you're a master at that, let me know how that trick works there too. Okay, we are going to go ahead and open this up in Photoshop. I'm just going to come in here and take my vignetting out. I love my Sigma 24 for how much it pulls the center of my image out and pushes back the corners, the vignetting, but it doesn't work on every single image. And I actually think I want brighter edges here. So I'm just going to mess with my lens corrections. There's the before and after so you can see. All right, that's looking really good. Now I'm going to come up and I am going to open this bad boy in Photoshop. We're going to treat the wall a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that before we do. Okay, so let's do our radial trick here instead before we open it in Photoshop. And I want to pull that yellow out. See what it does when I push it up? It takes the warmth of the sun. When I pull it down, it gets rid of all of those yellow color casts. And that's what I want. That looks so much better. What do you guys think? Before and after? We're getting there. Not quite done yet. I still want to mess with the puppy. I am going to put a radial filter on him, bring out a little bit more detail. And while I do that, I kind of want to ask you, if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling like you're in that analysis paralysis, what is the thing that is getting you the most? Is it the comparisons? Is it you feel like you're capable of what you're actually putting out? Is it maybe you don't have the knowledge at the actual shoot to shoot how you want? What is it that's getting you stuck? Spend some time working on that for yourself. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to look for those answers. Don't be afraid to research and to get better. One of the frustrating things that I find with brand new photographers is they're on fire, right? I'm sure you experience this too. You're on fire. You want to shoot every single thing, every single piece of content you can get your hands on. And then you get to this place where you feel like you are just leveling out. You're plateauing and everything you do is the same. Everything that you shoot is the same. You're not feeling inspired anymore. But you're not to the top of your game yet either. And I'm noticing that in a lot of new people. I don't want you, sweet friend, to get there. I want you to have a clear picture of where you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to do, what your work looks like, what your ideal client looks like, so that you can keep that fire that you started out with. Keep it burning inside of you. Let it inspire you to move further and bigger in your career, okay? Now, I'm going to take a little break from that pep talk. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. This is Kelly. And I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to talk about what we're going to do in Photoshop. You're actually going to be quite surprised. I'm not going to do very much in here at all. This image is looking really beautiful, but I do always apply my final little touches. I am going to apply portraiture and we're going to do a bit of sharpening and that's it. Sometimes I will come in here and I'll need to like lasso something or fill something or, you know, take out a hair or something like that. But this is looking really good. Now, caution about portraiture. Please do not overuse it. There are a lot of people who are not quite sure how to use it properly. And what happens is you end up getting a plastic doll or a too perfect looking edit, especially with Lightroom. That's not our Lightroom lifestyle. That's not our goal here. We just want to look like what they look like, except 20% better, right? So I always apply it between 60 and 70%. I never go above 70 unless I have a super acne-y or crunchy skin or something like that. Now you can look here in the white, see the detail we still have here. We did not blow any of that out. So that's how you can tell it's properly exposed. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add a little bit of sharpening on my subjects. I am going to be using Smart Sharpen by Sujata Setia, and that's in her But Natural collection. If you want a collection of actions that's super, super easy to work with and really fun, you can get some beautiful edits with these. I would definitely suggest those. I'll link it below in the description box. But they are very powerful. I will warn you. So I actually just apply between 18 and maybe 28% of sharpening. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to just paint that on our subjects and see if that is enough for me. See the difference? You can see where we masked just on our layer mask. All right, I'm going to flatten that down. And wait for that. Sorry, whenever I'm recording, I feel like my computer is so much slower. Don't mean to make y'all wait for that, but all right, let's save. That is good enough. I'm going to X out of here and it'll open up again in Lightroom for us. Alrighty, come on. It's importing. There we go. Well, that's not the right one. There's our new one. Alrighty. So what are you guys thinking? It's looking really good, right? I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. Such a sweet moment. So as we're bringing this to the end, friends, I want to thank you for spending time with me again. I hope that whenever you're watching this, the sun is shining, you are feeling great, you're feeling confident, you have a whole computer of images to edit, and you can just be inspired and move. Here's my takeaways. Don't be afraid to ask your questions. And know that you are loved, you are worthy, you are valuable, and the world needs your lens. See you next time. Bye.